Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome you to Choosing a Software Development Process presentation. I am your presenter, Javon Rodriguez, and my aid of reference will be this PowerPoint presentation. If you have any questions, please wait to the end of the presentation. Thank you. Next slide. Let's first start off and talk about the three choices of software development process you see before you. Agile is the more of a project philosophy or framework that guides how you approach your work on your project. The next one is the waterfall methodology. And this one is an approach that follows more of a linear sequential process. Also, this process is very popular among software engineers. Lastly, the off-the-shelf software is a standard software application that is mass-produced and available to the public and ready for immediate use. This may be inexpensive at first, but overall scheme of things, when you add all the updates, licensing, support, it gets pretty pricey about that. Discussion about pricing and all and these processes will be later on shown and further in the presentation. Next slide. I welcome you to the 6 phases of waterfall methodology. The first phase is the requirement analysis. In this phase, some important things are looked at to see if there's even feasible to work with, such as timelines, budgets, and other limitations that can affect the project. The next phase would be design, and this is where specific hardware and software requirements are implicated and then divided into 2 subphases, such as high-level phase, which includes a list of functionalities, correlation, architect diagrams, and database tables. The next subphase is the low-level subphase. Here, the actual design, such as coding for the software, is being created. The third phase is the implementation phase. In this part of the phase, it is when the source code is being written per the requirements of the customer. The fourth phase is testing. From the previous phase, the code is given to the team of testers and then is checked for any defects or bugs. The customer is also part of this to ensure that all the requirements are being met. Phase number 5 is the deployment. This is when the product is sent to the customer and is used in the customer servers in order to test the performance in a live environment, actually getting the nooks and crannies of it. The last phase is maintenance. This is when the support and maintenance is given for the software that makes it run correctly. Next slide. So you have 2 choices. You can either build your software program or you can buy a software program. So when it comes to these 2, you have pros and cons. You have to outweigh them, what is best for you. For example, when you're a pro for building software, it addresses specific issues for your organization. A con for that, it takes specific personnel from your team to make this happen. When you're, for example, buying software, a pro for this, is already done for you. All you have to do is buy it and boom, and implement it. A con, it gets super expensive. So, as I stated before, one must first decide what is the best for their organization. That is, if it's smarter to build a software or just to buy one. It's already built for you. So, however you want to do it, that's what you go with. It's just like shopping for a house. You have to weigh out the pros and cons of each. Building a software, you can design it how you want it, meet each criteria that you want it to. It will, in a way, be the vision that you created to specifically fix those challenges that you want to achieve. And it will be something that you will not find out in the market. Now, with that said, it's going to take time and it's going to take money to get this done. You can spend weeks, if not months, even years trying to mold this product into the software you need it to be. When you buy a built software, you're going into something that is already pre-built. All you have to do is plug and play. That means download it and you start using it as you see fit. And that is one benefit for it. Another pro would be that you will not need to wait on being created, so you don't have to wait days, years, or months for it. A con will be the price. At first, it might not seem expensive because you buy in bulk, and then they give you a good deal for it. But then when you add licensing, support, and updates, that's when things start to add up. Next slide. So now, the cost. As you can see in front of you, you have off the shelf, Agile, and Waterfall. Each one is going to cost about $10,000 a month. Now, the cost of the software package, this is where it gets tricky. Not tricky, but expensive. If you see in the diagram in front of you, for just off the shelf, it's $350,000. Think about that. $350,000. More than $250,000. Think about that next time you're trying to implement something like that. Just food for thought. Next slide. Here comes the time frame. So we have off the shelf, which is the blue, Agile, which is the orange, and you have Waterfall, which is the red. So the envisioned features that are available, it's going to take you about 3 months off the shelf. Agile is going to take you about 5 months, and Waterfall's the longest, going to take you 6 months. Working versions, obviously off the shelf is going to be ready to go as soon as you get it. Waterfall really doesn't have a working version as it moves on through the project, and Agile is going to take 2 months. This is where it gets really good. The completed system is going to take about 6 months for off the shelf, whoever creates it, 38 months for Agile, and 45 months for Waterfall. Just think about that, Nick. Like I said, when you're creating this project and you're choosing something to the methodology that you want to use, that is the one key thing that you need to think about is budget and time frame. Next slide. Support. DevOps and Agile systems. Even though these two things complement each other, they both bring efficiency and predictability. They are somewhat different if you really think about it. DevOps is part of the Agile and was created for their main principles. DevOps is more of taking an old thing that we have now and creating a new way and bringing it to the age. For example, like car assembly plants, it was just usually humans. You put a little DevOps in it, now you have robotics and less humans. DevOps supports Agile by adding more to the practices of more focused areas. Next slide. Attributes. So when choosing a software development process, you need to ensure that it meets your expectation. For example, my expectations when I'm choosing, I want it to be easy to adapt. Collaboration is a must and is easily understood by others. And also, when something changes in the project, it evolves with it. And my choice for that, next slide. And the reason why I chose this, just like the previous slide explained, the most important one would have to be the ability to adapt. With Waterfall, if you have any issues or something that needs to be corrected, it goes back to the drawing board and starting from scratch all over again. In Agile, it adapts to whatever unforeseen circumstances show up in your project. Deal with it as it comes, and you keep on moving like nothing has happened. Nothing slows you down, and everything stays in schedule. Next slide. Conclusion. So let's go a quick backtrack and we can choose everything that we just went through. So Agile costs about $10,000 a month. Compared to the others, it would be better due to its adaptability and cost to the same as the other two options. The cost of software package is zero. Compared to the Waterfall, this is the same. And of course, with the off-the-shelf software, is about 350% more The best choice for the company with the budget and the annual savings we will get from using this will be the same as Waterfall, but off-the-shelf software. It'll probably be better. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll be in the back of the class, and my next slide will be my references page. Thank you, and God bless.